Hey, at some point in your fountain pen journey, and as a follow-up from our how to use your fountain pens or ways to use your fountain pens week 2 video, I talked about sending out cards, letters, and so forth, but today I want to do a video on something I've been thinking about doing for a while anyway, and that is wax seals. Because if you're really going to up your game, impress people, you already are sending them a card or a letter, and that's special. But boy, you put a wax seal on the outside. I've gotten so many compliments from when I do that. They'll say, "Yeah, that was really cool." And so, just to make a nice impression, and wax seals will come in different sizes and shapes. This is probably the most common. And, you can get these off Etsy, eBay. I mean, they're really easy to find, and they all come with these removable seal sections. And, it's just, basic threaded area there. And this one, I had them do the logo, the Penman logo, and they did a really good job on it. And so you can order different style handles, and it's kind of like pens. It's almost unlimited what you can get. And then I have a couple other little styles. I mean, this one's all brass, and it's just a little compass. I like nautical stuff. So and then I got the anchor, and then I have another one. I don't have a big collection of these things, but I have another one with a sailboat and another handle with, this is the first seal I got, and then that's got my initials, MW. You could do them upside down. Either way it works. All right, but there's your feather reed feather, whatever. Feather pen. Okay, so I'm going to get another one with mine and my wife's initials on it, and so we can do our cards like that. So this one just came. I mean, these are pretty inexpensive, and if you do woodworking, all you have to do, and wood turning, I thought about maybe making me some other handles out of acrylics and so forth, but these little inserts are easy to come by. I picked some up from local Ace Hardware, and yeah. So I just took this part into the store and tried them out. So all you got to do is, drill your hole and turn your shape and all that, and put that in there, and you got another handle. All right. So those are the different types of seals you can get, and one of the tricks I did, it was a little hack, nothing too great, but anyway. Your seal is round, it all looks the same, but if you put a little mark on what's the top of it, when you go to do your seal, you'll get it on there even. All right, so those are the different seals, and I'm going to leave this one out because this is what I'm going to do my demonstration with. So you have your seals, but you also have different kinds of waxes. And I don't know if this is an exhaustive list, but these are the 3 most common. I basically have 3 different types here, and you can get these in just a regular block like this that just sit there, and you melt the tip with a lighter, or you can get the same type of stick, only it has a wick on there. So you light the wick, and then you just, kind of turn it as it's melting. Or you can get these beads. And what you end up doing is you have this little setup here. You just have one of these votive candles. And this is just, wood. If you're into, again, woodworking, you can make some of these too. So, and then that just sets your fire under your little cap there, and then you just put some of these beads, depending on how big of the seal you want. And so I'm going to do some seals for you, just to show you how it's done. I was going to do this on white paper. I don't have any other color paper, so I'm not sure. I've never done this on cardboard. But now if you're new to this and you're wondering how big, because you're going to have your envelope, and it's going to, you know, as you fold it over, let's say it has the V here. I don't know if that's showing up or not. Yeah, it's showing up a little bit. Okay. And so let's say you're going to use this big, the larger one, until you get used to however much wax, because the wax is going to pile up a little bit, and then as you put the seal on, it's going to spread out, which is kind of cool because you get that raised edge around there, but you know, you don't want it too much. Let's see. So, you know, you can put just a couple of marks sort of on the inside. All right, so I have these 4 marks. Let me make them a little bolder there. All right, so you got these 4 marks. So you have a general idea as you start melting your wax about where the edge of the seal is going to go to and kind of how to put it around. And when I melt it, I just kind of let the drips sort of form a circle, but you don't necessarily want a perfect circle, because you don't have to, because you know that's not even really natural. Okay, what I did with these 2 blocks. Now this is the one that didn't have a wick in it, and so you use the lighter and you keep it heated. Now you can use different kinds of lighters. These I'm not really crazy about, just because after you use them for a while and they get hot, they don't really work real well, but you know, they'll do a trick. I'll just use it as an example. I would suggest though that if you're going to go this method, that you get a refillable lighter. They would probably be more consistent. This is a disposable, but it's supposedly, according to my little bubble there, should have plenty of wax for this demonstration. All right, another thing is try to keep, if at all possible, I don't have this out here right now, but if you got like a paper towel or a cloth of some sort, some way to keep your seal cool, that would help, especially if you're doing multiples. If you're just doing the one, if you're doing multiples, like you're doing wedding invitations and so forth, after a while this starts heating up, and so it's not going to separate as easily from the hotter wax. So you want to just kind of keep it cool. Now sometimes what I'll do is, once I put the wax on, I let it cool just a tad, and then I press it. So it takes a little practice, but just get yourself some practice. Okay, like I said, I'm doing this on cardboard. Never did it on cardboard, but I didn't want to use white paper, because then that just is too bright, messes up the camera, and nothing else looks right. All right, so with this one, what I was going to tell you about these just straight without the wick is, the one downside is, you start getting toward the end, and it starts getting pretty hot. So what I did is, I had a silver and I had a gold one, and I was using those individually, and then once they got down to a certain size, I obviously prefer the gold, I just kind of evened out 2 ends, and I made them soft, and I put them together so there's a silver and a gold wick, or a gold wax stick. And so anyway, I was able to work off both sides depending on what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and use this side. I think this might be kind of cool, just to have some gold in with the silver. All right, so you just kind of put you don't want to get it too hot, because sometimes it can mess up your ink on the inside. It just gets it too warm. And another aspect of doing these is you want to get a pliable wax. So the two sticks that I have, wax sticks, they're both pliable. And what I did was I actually sent me something in the mail. See how it looked when it went through the mail? Okay, I'll get one more drip there and one more in the middle. Okay. And then I have, let that cool just a little bit. Okay, I got my mark there. So I'm going to put it down. And then come up. There's the Penman. Okay, that stuck a little bit to the edge. Ooh, we got a little mess there. So that's something to lean this against while it cools. And that's what's kind of cool too, is if you get some little extra wax on there, some of it comes off. And so you let that just cool a little bit up. Let me kind of bring this up, give you a little closer look there. Not the best, it almost looks burnt, but that's just the coloring in the wax. All right, so let's do another one here. All right, now what's nice about these, you have your wick there, and so you don't have to keep the flame on there. And so I'll just light that. And I usually let it sit up for just a minute, because this one isn't going to fit in my drawer very well. So a little Bic lighter, if you're using these kind sticks, that works fine. Okay, so now get this warming up. Okay, now it's starting to drip. And I usually just rotate this around, just like the other one. You want it to melt evenly. Now, if you're in a hurry, this may try your patience a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's cool just to kind of get this sent off in the mail, and because it's something that not too many people do. But obviously, after you're done watching this video, you're going to buy a stamp, right? I'm not selling them, so this is not for my own profit. So get you a stamp and impress the recipients. It just shows them that you care even more, because this takes a little bit more time. Alrighty, getting close to the end here. And I'll just kind of come around, have a general idea of how big my stamp is. And like I said, it's a little bit, I think I shorted myself on the last one a little bit. So you just kind of come around the edges a little bit, keep making that circle. Plus I think the level is off on this paper, so it's gooping down toward the bottom there. Okay, so now the downside of this one is you have all that smoke. Okay, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to push from the downside, since that's where the most of it is. You know, you can do the little finger out like that if you want some mess. Okay, here we go. See, that really pushed it up there. Pull it back. All right, so that made a good one. So you got that blob there, but that's okay. I think it kind of flattens out in the mail. And the final one, and let's see, we'll come down on this side, and we're going to use this guy. And I think the last time I used these, I determined that 3 was just a little bit too few. And so I got 4. I'm going to have a 4th one here. I got 3 gold. And then I'm gonna put a red one in there, see what happens. Wasn't too crazy about the red. Now, with these things, I don't know how pliable they are. I have to do an experiment, send those through the mail. But anyway, just kind of put that in there. And what you do, light the votive candle. Just set that over. It just sits over like that. And you wait. Okay, I'll probably fast forward through this here in a minute, but all right, I am back. And something come up all of a sudden, phone call. So anyways, taken away. This is kind of cool. What I like about the beads, are called wax beads, is the fact that you can mix colors. So if you had a bunch of them and you just wanted to experiment and mix the colors, you know, you could do that and come up with a variety of different types of seals or color seals, and you can just make them very unique. The downside of this is it's slower, because all has to melt. You have to get all of these things melted. You don't really get all of the wax, because some of it, as you pour it out, you know, it cools, and then of course you can always heat it up a little bit more, but in fact, to clean it out, I'll take and heat it just a little bit more. But some of it sticks to the surfaces, and so you actually lose a little bit of wax. The advantage of this is you get it all melted at the same time, and so when you pour, it pours out better. And so, you know, it just pours all together. You're not sitting there watching it drip, 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 and, you know, hoping that you're going to get the right amount. Here, you get to know how many beads is good for a seal. So if you're doing a lot of wax seals, then you'll want to be consistent in the size of your wax seals. But, you know, I mean, and really what difference does that make? Because they're going to different people, so the size really doesn't matter. But either way, doing wax seals takes a little bit of time. Now, what some people do, for instance, if you are doing them for some sort of invitations, birthday, wedding, whatever, you can make them up in advance, putting them on parchment paper. Once they've all cooled off, then you can you can take them up. You have a big sheet of stamps there, and then you take them up individually and then glue them onto the envelope. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and pour. Let's move this over just a bit there, and we do the pour. Ooh, that looks kind of cool, actually. And let me heat that up a little bit more. Okay. I think that's going to be about it. Set that down in there. That actually came out pretty good. Alrighty, here we'll get you up a little closer. Not a bad experiment there. There, you can see the Pin Man on there. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that could have been just a plain gold or plain red. Like sometimes I'll do the Pin Man stuff in just a red wax. But yeah, that looks kind of cool. And so I was kind of wondering if I had green. I like green and gold. So anyway, alrighty. So there you go. There's a way to enhance your cards and letters with just a little wax seal. It takes a little bit more time, but hey, that's okay, because our friends and family, our loved ones, are worth that time, right? All right, there you go. The Pin Man. Thanks for watching. You have a great day.